Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Wayward Dragons, where I was just about to tell Kelsey a really fucked up joke and realized we were recording. Hi, guys. This is our
Yeah.
review episode. Remind me to tell you the joke after.
I will. I will. Yes.
That way I
Oh,
can be like, that way I can be like, what are you talking about? What joke are you talking about? I don't remember any of this conversation. So this is the episode where we just kind of shoot the shit and talk about what we've been reading, what we've been watching, what we've been playing, and all that type of jazz.
yes. Yes. Yeah. How are you?
I'm,
Oh no,
I'm,
that's not the question. What's one positive thing you've done? Sorry.
what is one positive thing that I have done? That is a good question, and I'm going to answer that question momentarily. It's not like I'm stalling for time or anything to come up with one positive thing that I've done. What is one positive thing that I have done? Why don't you go first?
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't. I've gotta look because it's been kind of a shitty couple 2 weeks. One of my other managers broke her foot again. Same foot that she broke the end of last season. Oh,
It
oh,
hasn't been a bad time for me. It's just mentally
it's
I'm
been a little hard.
drawn out right now. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I've been having a lot of nosebleeds because of allergies, so that's been freaking fun.
that is not fun.
I was like, um, okay, we picked over 6 pounds of cherries off our front tree. That
That's
tree,
cool.
yeah, that front tree is a cherry tree. Figured out what cherry it is. It's a species of tree that does not need a mate, so it's I don't know what that is, but yeah, they don't. A lot
So
of times with fruit trees, you need like a male and a female. Zucchini plants are this way. Um, the cherry tree that we have in our front yard that we didn't know until a neighbor said something. Um, that it's one of the ones that it doesn't need any of that. It's kind of self-contained. So when we
so
move eventually out of suburbia, we'll be able to take it with us in a way.
yeah. So fun, not really fun fact, but fun uh capitalist fact here. And this is just like stupid people doing stupid things. So first off,
Yeah.
city planners did not want fruits in
No.
cities, so they decided to selectively pick which trees to put into cities that are
Yeah.
fruit trees. That way they would not have fruit, which to me is stupid because I don't see the issue with there being,
Free
random
fruit.
fruit.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
agree.
because you can't get money off of it. That's why they do it. Even though
Yep.
it's for safety reasons, as they claim. But
Right.
anyhow, yeah,
Right.
they claim it's safety reasons, and I mean, I guess I could see that in part, but also it's bullshit. But so
Yeah.
instead of being smart and saying, "Oh, well, since we don't want fruit, we're gonna take it and get the female trees, and just
Mm-hmm.
the female trees," they decided to just get male trees, which is
Yep.
why everyone has such issues with pollen and with allergies, even in the
Yeah.
city, is because you have all of these male trees that are still producing pollen, and it has
Yeah.
nowhere to go
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
stupid.
Honestly, it's horrible. It's
But
horrible.
anyways, yeah, as far as good things for me, positive things for me, I mean, I still have a job, which could not be a bad thing given the industry I work in. Work's actually been
Yeah.
work's been busy, which I mean, I can't because of legal reasons disclose what I do,
Yeah.
but work's been busy, so it could mean a number of different things. Because
Yeah.
of contracts we have and all of that. But that's not really a good thing per se. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just like, here, man.
I feel that some days. Some days it's hard. It's such a pain in the butt.
Like I haven't really, I don't know, like, and I haven't really even been watching much TV. I haven't been reading much. Like the only thing that I've really accomplished is I've almost finished a 300 plus episode podcast,
Okay.
which I started forever ago and then got away from listening to it and restarted it. But
Okay.
that's really it. Rewatched Pan's Labyrinth. It holds up.
I love that movie. That's one of
You
my
know,
favorites.
my biggest complaint about that movie is that I feel like there is too much like war in it and not enough actual fantasy in it,
Yeah.
and it begs the it begs the for this movie came out, you know,
Oh God.
almost 20 years ago, so
Yeah.
if holy, I just realized that came out almost 20 years ago. Uh
We're old.
but anyways, great movie. My biggest issue is that, and then it kind of leaves it up to you to interpretation on whether all these fantastical things actually happened or whether it's the overactive active imagination or some
Yeah.
kind of psychosis from a young girl who has been traumatized
Mm-hmm.
by uh, you know the war that's going on around her with World War II and with the Spanish Revolutionary War that is happening at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's we loved it. Both of us love Doug Jones, and
Yeah,
Doug Jones plays. I
two
think
different roles.
I was like, I want to say it was
Two
two
different roles.
different creatures in
He
that.
plays he plays the pale man, which never ever says anything, but
Yeah,
just the
with the
motions
eyeballs
and
in the
stuff,
hand.
and that he is such an amazing actor.
He is.
Uh, like just the way he can frame any like or the way he is framed and stuff, and the way he can act out like this, even with full costume, you get so
Yeah.
much emotion from him,
Yeah.
even being in full costume. But so he plays the pale man and he plays Fano, which is the satyr type
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, the fawn satyr thing. Yeah, he plays that
Yeah.
too. Yeah, that's a great movie. I love that movie. So you didn't read
What about
anything?
you?
You,
No, I'm
you didn't
failing
read
at life.
anything?
I'll
No,
do
you're
better.
fine. You're
Next
you're fine.
episode, I'll have like 200 books that I've read. Look, okay, so I'm just gonna say this: we are halfway through June when we
Yeah.
were recording this.
Yeah.
As of halfway through June, I have completed 133 books. So I
Yeah.
think it's okay that I went 2 weeks without reading anything. Uh, yeah, no, I think it's okay that I did not read anything.
So I finished the Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay, Tremblay.
Tremblay?
Yeah, he's the author of The Cabin at the End of the World. Have you ever read a book that you immediately just want to like throw it across the room? It's been that bad.
Yeah, it's called the Bible. No, I've never wanted to actually cause issues to books. I've wanted to cause issues to people who wrote the books, but the book itself, I can't say I've ever wanted
this
to cause direct harm to.
this was infuriating. Nothing really happens at all. It's supposed to be a horror. Supposed to be horror. Nothing super weird happens. Like, and so it follows this gentleman named Art, and that's not his real name. Art Barbara. And he's kind of writing a memoir about these weird interactions that he had with a girl in school, and like the interactions that they also had have in life, later in life. And like she introduces him to punk music and all this stuff. And a lot of the book is the punk band he was in after he got out of high school. That's
Right.
the biggest chunk of this book. And you have to decide who to believe because Mercy, the girl from school, has gotten a hold of the manuscript for the memoir that he's written, and she's made notes in it, which is the fun part of it, is you have to choose who to believe.
Uh-huh.
However, nothing happens. I about wanted to chuck this across the room once I got done with it because nothing had happened.
Look, we can't all have super exciting lives.
Nothing happened. Nothing's well. They make it sound like like some like real spooky stuff happens, and it's almost like he's having a hallucination, and he's writing about his hallucination because what you find out later is he had a drug and alcohol addiction. He was addicted to his pain meds because he has multiple sclerosis or whatever. And you find out later in the book that even though by the end he was sober, but a lot of these like hallucinations and stuff or whatever he sees happens when he's like full blown in his addiction. So you kind of sit back and you're like, are these hallucinations because he's like not on this planet? So you
Yeah.
have to like kind of sit back and go because Mercy makes it sound like he's over exaggerating, kind of thing. And he writes in the back of like with his author's note, Paul writes that art is him. Like it's heavily implied, and it's like,
So they tried to do like a Fight Club situation with it?
I don't know. This was horrible. This got half of a star. Like this made me so mad when I read this. Oh my
I
god.
don't think I've known you to ever rate anything that low.
This was bad.
Like I've rated things low, and I wish I could have rated it lower. But there should be an option to give like 0 stars on stuff.
Yeah, like it's like even the like when you open the front hardcover, cleverly voiced psychological thriller about an unforgettable and unsettling friendship. He, like I don't know if I've just read too many like paranormal suspense thriller stuff
Probably.
that like this to me is like, whoa, where's the spooky stuff kind of thing where I'm like, well, where's it at? Because I don't
I
see
think that's the
it.
problem. I think that's the problem with us being avid readers, and like if someone's a big like horror fan or something like that, you just get desensitized to so many things, and so you expect a lot more out of it, and you're continuously chasing that high of what things were or what things have been. You've
Possibly.
enjoyed it, but it'll never be that high again, and so you're just constantly chasing that addiction. I guess it's like a drug addiction. So in other words, kids don't read books; they're bad for you. They're like drugs. Uh, but no, in all honesty, though, I think that like if you
Like,
have any sort of thing that you're a fan of, just as a genre or anything like that, you will constantly be trying to chase that because you can never fully
yeah,
achieve it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just expected more of a complex plot. I expected very like almost kind of like Ghost Eater vibes. That book I read last year that was scary, but I expected something kind of along that line where it's we're going down some rabbit holes and it's gonna get creepy and weird because like yeah he just thinks like his leather jacket's possessed and it's like this is just real weird. It's really weird. So, I do have a recommendation. So, that's going to be one of the books that I tackle in between episodes. One of my husband's former coworker. Yeah. Yeah, because Alex
It's
doesn't
like I don't know why you're inflecting it like a question
like.
towards
Well,
me.
they're
Like
they, so him and Alex play when I work late. Him and Alex play Rocket League at night. My husband plays Rocket League with his I want to say his his old work bestie. and his wife Kaylee reads like I do, and she recommended The Only One Left, which I've seen this. I've seen this. Um, that it's really good by Riley Sager. Um, so I did get it from the library. Kaylee, if you're listening, it is on my list, and I got it in large print because homegirl's
You're
blind.
old.
Yeah, I am. So yeah, that's on my list. I've started my cat villain one, which has been kind of a breath of fresh air. Um, so I just started this the other night because the Pallbearers was all I got done. Um, I asked you this before we started, but you did not watch Butterfly in the Sky. So we're gonna. I
No,
watched that
I've been
yesterday.
busy and mentally dead, and I was like, it's funny because I come in here to my computer, and so I look down and I'm like, I have a note, and I'm like, why do I have a note that says butterfly in the sky? What the fuck is butterfly in the sky? And then I'm like, oh wait, that's that documentary I was gonna watch. So I promise I will watch it today.
It's only an hour and a half, and it is on Netflix. And I watched it yesterday while I was getting ready for work, because I work late on the weekends, and I need something to listen to while I'm getting ready. It it puts a lot of things in perspective. Um, we grew up with that show, and that show, Reading Rainbow, is a huge reason why I think a lot of our generation reads as much as we do. We are one of the reasons
I
why.
think it's that coupled with yeah, I think it's that coupled with Harry Potter,
Yeah.
because
Um
Harry Potter came out just at the right time where a lot of us
yeah.
were around that age.
Yeah. Um our millennial generation is we are one of the reasons why libraries still get the funding that they do. We go to the library more than any generation. We check out more books. It also probably doesn't help that a lot of us are fucking broke. Um and can't
And
afford books and stuff, so that probably is one of the major things. But we grew up watching Reading Rainbow, and the libraries is an awesome place. What you don't realize about Reading Rainbow and being a small white girl, you don't realize how much impact Reading Rainbow had to the African American community, and that's mainly what the documentary is about, and that was a very eye-opening thing to watch. um about how it not only changed Lavar's life and how he's changed our lives, but how he went up to bat for all of us against Congress so that they could keep getting funding for this show. But how he changed a lot of the mindset of a lot of young boys, because they saw LeVar on TV. Um,
well, because
and they had
such
representations.
stigmatism. Yeah, there was such a stigmatism against young black men reading and being educated, because that wasn't the cool thing to do, and
Mhm.
it was the whole, there were no funds that were being sent to these schools because big surprise, systematic racism's a thing, and they don't like to give money to schools that are in
Nope.
predominantly black areas because they're fucking racist.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's a whole ongoing thing. But yeah, I had actually never even thought about that. Uh, that showed my privilege there. But I've never even thought about that, with how influential that could have or would have or must have been
Yeah.
for people of color.
Yeah. It didn't register to me either until I started watching it. And they've got someone from Run DMC on there, and how he's like, I was watching the show and, grew up with the show, and how that kind of changes his life, of him getting into the rap scene, rapping as just poetry kind of thing. Um, and a couple of the like review kids, they've got a couple of them on there that they interview and stuff. And it's just, you don't realize how impactful this show is until you kind of it was impactful because it was impacted a lot of our lives, but you don't realize how impactful it was to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that was a very eye-opening thing with watching that. It was very nostalgic because like they go through how they made the theme song and like how they kind of like came up with it and stuff, and it was just like it hits you in the nostalgia feels, but it I texted my brother, I was like, you need to watch this, like it's gonna hit you. But I go, but it's very good. It's only an hour and a half. Like, yeah, really it was really good. That's the only major new thing I've been watching. I've been watching Murder in the Heartland. That's my show on Discovery ID that I've been watching. I just pick a random TV true crime show and just kind of put it on when I get home.
Yeah.
Well, it's having a very mentally taxing job being in food service. You just want to shut your brain off.
Yeah, I did it for a number of years. I don't want to
And
do it again. I mean, if I have to, I will, but
prefer not
you
to.
know, I there are certain people that I just don't like, and
Well, trust me.
I don't like when I have to deal with people at my job, which is a rare thing, and typically it's a couple of other people, particular people within the company I work for, or it's government people, but which honestly are the worst people to deal with.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I know.
but yeah, I I'm glad I don't work in food services anymore, and I have anyone who does. And anyone who has successfully worked in food services, and by successfully I mean like anyone who's like worked there for a period of time that's longer than like, oh yeah, I worked in food services. I was there a week.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that doesn't really count. Like, if you were
You
actually
know.
there busting ass and getting stuff done, uh, full respect for those people because it's not an easy job, especially here in the States.
Mhm.
And, I know some people enjoy it, and that's great, but the pay is not good enough. Um, Tip culture is absolute bonkers and should not be a thing because companies should pay their employees a livable wage.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I'm almost to what I was at my other job at this job, which isn't the end of the world. So, but I think that's all we have for this episode. Have you?
Yeah, sorry guys, it was mainly just us bitching about stuff, or I guess mainly me bitching about
I was
stuff.
like, yeah, no. I was like, it's been one of those weeks or weeks I think for you and I where it's summer, it's really hot outside, it's it's
Yeah.
miserable. Um, by the time this comes out, hope everybody has a wonderful solstice. Summer solstice by the time this comes out. So hope everyone has a
That
wonderful.
is, I believe, Friday.
Yeah, it's next Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Like everyone have a wonderful Juneteenth. Juneteenth is in the next couple is in between episodes.
Yeah, for those who celebrate it, and
Yeah, everyone have a wonderful
if you don't know
4th.
what Juneteenth is, for those of you outside of U.S., uh, look up what it is. It's actually, really, really interesting celebration, and it's something that deserves to be celebrated. Although that being said, is that far overdue for it to be considered a holiday.
Yeah, yeah. So everyone have a wonderful Juneteenth, solstice. Um, yeah. Hope everyone had a wonderful Pride. Where I'm at, all our Pride festivities are this weekend, so that's been fun. Causing major traffic problems. Yay! Um, so
Look, okay, so if people celebrating the fact that they have rights now and their rights in their lives and who they are as individuals, that is not harming anyone, is being recognized, and it
I
causes a
just
little bit of
wish
traffic issues,
no. I
then
wish it was
okay.
just traffic was just a little bit better because construction.
Well, that's because you live in a place that has a construction season.
Like that's my only complaint is we're always in the constant state of construction. And then you throw like Pride where yesterday it was just Saturday because of the parade Saturday morning. That out. The university I live at near does rowing, so that causes problems too. Um, yeah, and I'd be all right if it was just better coordinated.
What? Stuff's not well coordinated?
That's my issue. Is it's not coordinated very well.
Yeah.
That's my
Unfortunately, sometimes it do be like that.
so yeah. So join us for our next episode. Our next review episode. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at The Wayward Dragons. If you have a book recommendation, topic recommendation, you can email us at thewaywarddragons@gmail.com. But please rate, view, subscribe. Please tell a friend. And join us next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.